Welcome to Dysfunctional Adults, the comedy podcast in which we discuss weird news, pop culture, and being middle-aged dads. Yeah. We are bitter, cynical Gen Xers saddled with crippling debt and depressingly past our primes. But that's what makes this podcast so much fun. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it just gets me going every time, that sultry, smoky voice of yours. So.
Yeah, and I wasn't even trying. You want me to try?
I do.
It just got weird.
I watched this video once, and she's a comedian, but I don't remember her name right now. But she's one of those YouTube comedians who's quasi-famous. And anyway, she did a video where she placed a Chinese food order, but she did it while she was pretending to climax. And I watched it because I thought it would be funny, and then like halfway through, I'm like, I shouldn't be watching this.
Especially at work.
Well,
yeah,
not at work. I was at home.
In the middle of like a board meeting.
On the screen. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I started it because I'm like, oh, this will be funny, you know, and then she was doing such a realistic job, or she was getting into it. I'm like, this is making me uncomfortable. So I don't know. Anyway, that's what I imagine you do when you record those bits.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There's outtakes for it where it's a little more sultry.
Anyway, how you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get it out of the way. Who watched the Super Bowl?
You
have crickets?
Yeah, I did not. It's something I'll watch like with a group of people if they want to. Mm-hmm. Like Laura's sister and her husband, so my brother-in-law, are big into the Super Bowl. So when they lived here, we'd go over to their house and watch it with them. It's mostly just an excuse to hang out and eat way too much.
Yeah.
But since they moved up to Idaho, we don't really have anyone to watch it with anymore, and neither of us cares enough to turn it on. But
Megan's family watches it, and again, it's just one of those things where you get together to be with your family and eat lots of food.
Yeah, and it used to be about the commercials, if you remember, but they're not what they used to be.
I was reading some funny tweets, though, about the halftime show.
Yeah.
And,
there was like a millennials versus Gen X battle going on about the halftime show.
Yeah. But all the tweets I were reading were like, if you like this halftime show, it's about time to schedule your colonoscopy and things like that, you know. People Googling the ages of, you know, Dr. Dre and saying they're like 50 years old.
Yeah, it's because the millennials were saying, this is our music. And Gen Xers are like, no, all these people are 50. They're us. They're our generation. So they looked it up, and like every single one of them was like in their late 40s or early 50s. Yeah. So yes, there are totally Gen Xers.
They belong to us.
Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, 50 Cent. They're all Gen Xers.
It's really funny, though. One of the other tweets was like...
You can't claim them, millennials. They're ours.
Take that.
Well, how does that fare for me? Like, I kind of fit in...
You're on the border.
I'm on the spectrum.
Yeah, you're actually what's called an elder millennial.
Oh, an elder millennial. Does that mean I get to tell the other ones what to do?
Basically.
All right.
They're not going to listen to you, though.
No.
He's an elder millennial by 1 week. If he was born one week earlier, he'd be a full-fledged Gen Xer.
Yeah.
John and I are barely Gen Xers, though. I mean, we're second last year of the whatever, the line. Spectrum. Don't call it that.
I like calling it spectrum.
So anyway, but it was funny, and there was another one that cracked me up. It was like, tonight's halftime show brought to you by my old iPod.
I have a Zune.
You really have a Zune?
I do. I have a Zune, and I supercharged it, man. I put a new screen on it, and I was like, well, as long as I'm in here, I put a new battery in it, like a high capacity battery, so it would last longer, which didn't pan out. But I put a terabyte drive in it, and it works great. I love that thing.
I remember my boss back in the day bragging to me that for Christmas he bought his wife a Zune, and I'm just like, you're an idiot.
I still use my old original iPod from 2007.
Right, but it's nice. Kind of like the beta VHS thing.
Yeah.
You know? If you're betting on a technology that's going to endure, he bet wrong.
Yeah.
So never bet against Apple.
Yeah. Like usually in the city, I just use my phone and have it on Pandora to listen to music. But like if you're hiking or somewhere where you don't have cell service, you can't do that. So the old iPods from 13 years ago still work fine.
Did you realize that your phone can download music, right?
Don't start with him. Don't. let's not do this.
Yes,
guys.
but that's way too much effort.
Anyway, your phone is basically an iPod with phone capabilities.
Yeah.
I love you, John. I'm just teasing you. You're our curmudgeon.
Yeah.
So,
and proud of it.
You're anti-tech, Amish leaning.
Amish leaning.
Amishish. Anyway, so how are you guys?
All right.
Good.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way.
Special Valentine's Day episode, right?
Yes.
How was your Valentine's Day?
It's good.
You get some of that anal lube with clove.
No, they were sold out on Valentine's Day. Silly.
Of course they were.
Yeah, and CVS. I mean, that's just $30 is too much for me. So I just use butter.
Smells like baking in here. Oh, what are you doing?
No, I'll tell you what we did. We'd gone out of town for the weekend and we got a puppy. Her name.
You went to Idaho.
We did. We went to Lava Hot Springs and Soda Springs, and we just stayed in a La Quinta who allows dogs because we took our big dog with us. And while we were there, we impulse bought a puppy. Her name is Lucy, and she's adorable. But it's hard because puppies are like babies, newborns. They cry like all night, and they have to. Yeah, instead of changing diapers, you're going out in the middle of the night to let them pee and poop.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit sleep deprived. So is Megan. But so Monday rolls around, and we just had we ordered in Chili's and had a candlelight dinner at our kitchen table. It was just nice and
there you go.
Low key. The funny thing is that I wasn't prepared with like a card or anything. And girls always say they don't want a card or flowers, but that's never true. So I ran to Smith's.
It's usually true with my wife. There's been a few times where she hinted that she really did want something after the fact. But for the most part, in the, 12 or 13 years we've been together, she rarely has made a big deal of that. We usually just go out to dinner, and that's good enough.
My ex-wife used to tell me she didn't want flowers, and so I made the mistake of believing her. That's probably why we got divorced. So I'm not making that mistake this time around. If Megan says she doesn't want any of that stuff, I just ignore her.
And get it anyway.
I ran to Smith's, and I was there with a bunch of poor saps like myself.
You're all standing in line holding flowers.
We were combing over what was it was like the day before Christmas. They're like putting away Valentine's
dandelions. And
You're not wrong. There was no red roses. So I ended up bringing home pink ones that are usually $10. I hope she doesn't listen to this, but they were $23. Those bastards.
They knew you were coming.
And I grabbed the card. And fortunately, it actually was a really sweet card that fit perfectly. But I'm just like, I'm one of these guys, you know?
Yep. Save it for the last minute.
Yeah. So anyway, it was nice. We had a good Valentine's Day. What about you guys?
Go ahead.
Well, I had kind of the same thing about last minute shopping, but it wasn't roses for my wife. It was Valentine's for my kids to bring to school.
Aww.
We had to go to 4 different stores. They'd already taken down like all the Valentine stuff, but some of them just had Easter stuff up.
Yeah, if you don't buy them in the week after Christmas, you don't get them.
Yeah, so on the 4th store, a dinky little Hispanic supermarket, we finally found the last few Valentines they had, and we were able to get those for the kids. So we got them Star Wars Valentines, and Laura and I stayed up late making their Valentine's boxes.
That's cute.
So yeah, they had fun with that. Do you remember doing that in like elementary school? Like you give out the Valentines, you just like randomly give them out, but there's always like one Valentine that says like something embarrassing on it. So you like, most of them just say like, have a happy Valentine's or something goofy. Like these were Star Wars.
The other one says, I want to ram you.
Yeah, they may as well. Like it says something, you walked right into my heart or something like that. It's like, I'm not giving that to the school bully, you know? So there were always like a couple that said something embarrassing that I remember setting aside when I was making them, and you only use those ones if you run out of all the good ones.
Yep.
And then you're really careful who you give it to because
it's traumatizing.
Give it to the teacher. I want to bang you. Love, Zach.
Well, you remember that? there's always going to be some kid like, Ralph Wiggum. You choose me, and there's a picture of a train.
Yeah. I was Ralph Wiggum.
Or do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Lisa has a crush on Nelson?
Yeah.
And so she has Milhouse give him a note that says, like, guess who likes you? Nelson turns around and looks, and Milhouse is smiling. The next scene shows, like, a paramedic wheeling Milhouse into an ambulance on a stretcher.
Like, will he be okay? He can't hear you. There's too much gauze in his ears.
Yeah. So that's what I was worried about. You get one of those, like, really cheesy, goofy, mushy ones and end up giving it to the class bully and end up in the hospital. So
I used to like making the boxes, though, in class.
That was fun.
That was,
yeah.
Or outside of class, however you did it, depending on the grade.
I realized I would never get any Valentines, or at least I got them for my friends, but you always had a crush on a girl, At least I did. I always did. And I was like, I hope I get one from her, And
Yeah.
Now you just get one from everyone.
Yeah.
Like with my kids, we don't even fill out name. We just write who it's from. We don't write who it's to.
Yep.
And then just randomly hand them out. We have just tape candy to them all.
And then you get in trouble for drawing a picture of a penis on it,
Yeah.
Is this hypothetical or?
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I can't wait to. Well, my kids are too old for it, but if I have more kids, I can't wait to do that and then not draw a penis on their
Valentine
card. But
this is just treading into some real deep dark water,
well, we
my
got
friend.
Star Wars once. It's like, no, that's just BB-8. I'm a bad artist.
yeah,
C-3PO. Come on, guys.
I want
what
to
are you
see
seeing?
3 your PO.
Happy Valentine's Day.
The best thing about Valentine's Day for me was always the candy hearts. I don't know why, but I actually really like those.
They hurt to chew. They hurt your whole head.
Well, yeah. You bite into them, you feel it crack, and you're not sure whether it's your tooth or the heart.
or your jaw.
But you can only pretty much get those at Valentine's Day, and I really, really like them.
I think those are the leading cause of TMJ. I'm pretty positive.
I can't talk.
They've got to be, but something about them. I don't know. Maybe it's having to wait a whole year to get them. But
You also eat Tums for fun, though, don't you?
those are so good.
Isn't that the same thing? Just
Pretty much.
heart-shaped?
Well,
Tums are like
one causes heartburn, the other cures it.
It cures the heartburn that eating the first Tums caused. Yeah, Tums are better than Smarties, man. They're so yummy.
Yeah.
Gross.
Do you remember
Delicious.
those round pink candies that taste like Pepto-Bismol?
Yeah.
I liked those.
I liked those back then. I doubt I would now.
I haven't had them for years. But
The candy
I like
hearts.
circus peanuts.
Oh.
I love circus peanuts.
Have you
And they're
seen John
so
Oliver's
gross.
bit on circus peanuts?
No. Okay,
You
I'll have to check
should.
it out. Is there a candy you guys like that is disgusting that you shouldn't eat?
I
other
love
than the-
candy corn, and I know not very many people
Oh,
do.
there you go. Yeah.
That's like a Halloween only one. You can only get those at Halloween, and I love those. And those
Sure.
little pumpkins that taste
they're
like candy
just
corn.
like candy corn.
Yeah.
It's just
Like
basically
pure
corn
honey.
syrup. Yeah. And
Yeah,
honey.
I love those. Those are so good.
Sugar babies. They're disgusting. But I will eat the whole damn box by myself.
Yeah.
And then I'll get sick and I'll do it again.
You're laying in bed with a tummy ache.
And they pull your
You're
feelings
like,
out.
hon, will you bring me the sugar babies on the counter?
Have you ever eaten so much of something you lost your taste for it forever? I did that with Swedish fish when I was like 10 or 11.
Really?
Oh, that's tragic.
That is
The
kinda
red ones. I
tragic.
still like the
Yeah.
different colored ones, the green and the yellow and stuff. But you remember Jesse?
Yeah, I do.
Dumbass Jesse. Anyway, he used to come over to my house like daily one summer, and he'd always bring a bag of Swedish fish.
This
Well,
was a kid from our 5th and 6th grade
Oh, okay.
life back in the day.
When you were cheating on me. Okay, got it.
Well, I didn't even know you.
one day he brought this like gigantic, probably 5-pound bag, and him and I pounded it down in one
Don't
sitting.
say that. I knew you and Jesse had a weird relationship, but if you're pounding it down,
I don't know what would have been more gross, that or the Swedish fish afterwards. But I have not been able to eat red Swedish fish since. They still taste gross to me.
I remember one time I threw up lasagna and I couldn't have it for years. But I don't think I've ever eaten so much of something that I couldn't eat it again.
Why did you keep it?
The lasagna? Because I wanted to beat it. It was victory.
Yeah. Bologna is the other one. But this isn't me.
This is justified.
You know this story,
I do.
right?
Please tell it.
Okay.
It's epic.
When we were kids, we went on a picnic with my family, and we ate bologna sandwiches. Then we went to a park, and my older brother, was pushing me and my sister on the tire swing, And she was getting sick and kept telling him to stop, but he thought it was funny, so he kept going and wouldn't stop. So my sister ended up projectile vomiting all over me. I had chunks of bologna all over my shirt and my pants. I have not been able to eat bologna since. Just the smell of it, the look of it, everything just grosses me out ever since that incident.
Blame you one bit for that.
I mean, barf in a form anyway.
Yeah,
so.
but I can eat hot
meat barf.
Yeah,
but so is hot dogs, and I can eat that. So is Spam, and I can eat that.
Yeah, okay.
Bologna, I cannot eat. I can't smell it. It just
we call that PTSD.
Yep. You should see a therapist.
Yeah, it was never my favorite meat to begin with.
Not meat, dude.
Meat byproduct, whatever you want to call it.
Meat paste.
Yep, meat food product.
Raccoon snouts or horse testicles or whatever it was made of.
More testicles mean more iron.
But I have not been able to eat bologna since.
Did you also get thrown up on the bus too by a guy?
By a homeless man, yes.
Do tell.
I was probably like 14. I was on the bus, and there was a homeless man sitting next to me, and the whole ride he kept complaining how bad he felt, how he was sick. He was going to the doctor. It's like, thanks, dude. Anyway, and he leaned over and threw up like all over my leg. And I was wearing shorts. I went home and I scrubbed my leg till it was like raw. It had like no more hair on it.
That's like a patient zero story for some like apocalyptic
For
movie.
real. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably how COVID started.
I was just gonna say, yep.
I know you're a single guy.
Yep,
How
I'm
was
a
your
single guy.
How was there a special on Pornhub?
No, not when you've got a Pornhub Premium already.
I see.
You're just like eating a tub of ice cream in the shower and crying on Valentine's Day.
No, I melted some chocolate. I lit some candles. I drew a bath. Had some wine.
You seem like a bubble bath kind of guy.
Yeah.
Or a middle-aged
It was a bubble
woman.
bath, yeah. And I pet my cats.
Is that what you call it?
That's what I call it.
I'm concerned that you use plural.
Yeah. I do have 2 cats.
Oh dear. Well, golly.
That was my Valentine's Day, and I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I didn't either. So, should we take a break?
Sure, let's do that.
All right.
It's now time for listener mail.
All righty. No Super Bowl, but I was going to tell you guys you should watch the Book of Boba Fett. We'll just leave it at that.
I have.
Did you? Did you like
Yeah,
it?
I finished watching that with my kids.
Cool. Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. It's probably too early for spoilers, I assume, but
Yeah. And we're doing
Yeah, I
listener
like the-
mail right now anyway. So
I liked the last episode.
It was awesome.
It was
Yeah.
quite good.
Boba Fett riding a rancor.
Yes.
So your argument is invalid. All right. I've got one. I think maybe Zach should read it, if that's okay.
All right.
It's weird. It came from a foreign email address.
Oh,
I'm
well,
not
this
sure.
is interesting.
Yeah.
Dear comrades, I am Vlad P. This internet broadcast makes me laugh like Victoria's bear. You funny and wise, so I be asking for advice. There is tiny little country that I have been wanting since I was small boy. I have army ready to take country, but am being, how you say, bullied by others who say niet. You cannot be having country. It all make me very sad. What should I do? Spasiba, Vlad.
Well, that's weird.
Come on, who's being selfish and not giving Vlad the country he wants?
That poor guy.
I know. It sounds like he's really wanted that country since he was little.
Yeah, it's only a little country.
Yeah.
Probably like Portugal or something, you know?
Yeah, give him what he wants.
Yeah.
Luxembourg or something.
Come on, NATO. Don't be dicks.
So do we have any advice for him then? Or
I say, Vlad, go for it. If it's your dream, reach out and you take that country.
You take that country, yes.
he's being bullied though.
But yeah. But that's why he needs to stand up and take the country.
Yeah.
Show those bullies that you're not going to let him push you around.
We stand with you, Vlad.
Thanks for listening, by the way.
Yeah, from Russia, apparently. Comrade.
You guys don't think that's Vladimir Putin, do you?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Wow. You never know. Hey, Vlad,
is the country
order your country to listen to our podcast.
Is the small country the USA? Because next to Russia, every country's small.
It might start with a U. Maybe we shouldn't tell him to take that country.
Yeah.
We need more specifics, Vlad.
Yeah, give us more specifics, and we'll let you know.
Love to hear from you again, pal. Well, who you haven't read yours?
We just started an international.
Well, you just read that one, so I guess Jason can read this one.
Okay. I'd be sad if he heard that and took over Ukraine and it was our fault. Dear dysfunctional adults, no pressure, but as my new favorite famous media personalities,
Hey.
I'm counting on you three to restore my faith in celebrities. Now, I've been burned by superstars before, so I'm really going out on a limb here to allow my heart to feel such an intense man crush again. But I'm confident you won't let your newfound notoriety and riches go to your head. Riches.
Well,
it's like 18 something in the Spotify account.
Is it? Yeah. Well, he's nailed it.
Like so many greats before you, I met LeBron James in a gym locker room once, and the selfish jerk wouldn't even take 10 seconds out of his busy day to sign my scrotum.
LeBron, come on.
Yeah, what a jerk. And then when I ran into Tom Cruise at the mall, you should have seen the look he gave me when I asked for just one measly kidney. I mean, he seemed sympathetic at first, but then when I let it slip that I didn't actually need one for any medical reason, and I just wanted to have it encased in bronze and displayed on my mantle, the arrogant bastard wouldn't even give me the time of day. Oh, and don't even get me started on Jennifer Lawrence. When I saw her at Comic-Con and told her she had beautiful hair, and I wanted it, like all of it, she freaked out as soon as she saw the scissors in my hand and had me hauled off by security. Newsflash, young lady, but the 46 times I saw Hunger Games is paying your salary. So ungrateful. But I know you guys are different, so if I ever need someone to co-sign a mortgage, no questions asked, or need a spur-of-the-moment ride to the airport in Michigan, you won't forget us little guys now that you're driving Teslas and having pool parties with Playboy models and Oscar winners, right? Your biggest fan, Carl.
Oh, Carl.
Carl,
you got a couple things right.
Dude, you are an intense fan, and I will be talking to my lawyer.
And I will be giving you all my hair.
And good for calling out those selfish celebrities that, wouldn't even sign your scrotum.
We'll sign a restraining order for Carl.
We'll sign something. At least he'll have our autograph.
He can have all of Zach's hair, like Zach said.
All of it, like not just on the head. Full body shape, give it to him in a plastic bag.
I'm down. Can we do this? Well, you can read this. So it's funny that you mentioned that we only have $18 and some odd cents in the...
And change.
But because...
Oh, okay.
All right. Dear dysfunctional adults, are donations to your podcast tax deductible? I hope so, because I just donated $1.3 million to your show.
Oh, whoa.
Never mind that it was blood money and the FBI is looking into my assets. I just need an answer. Love, Big Lou Maserati.
It totally tax deductible.
I think so.
I'm a little bit worried that we've just become a money laundering operation.
I'm okay with it. I've been watching a lot of Ozark.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. We have a very interesting guest. We have a Russian dictator, a potential stalker, and I think someone who's in the mob.
Yeah, Big Lou.
All right, Big Lou, you're welcome anytime you need anything, buddy.
Yeah.
Just don't give me a Colombian necktie. So.
Yeah, I don't think he'd do that. He's Big Lou Maserati. Sounds like a great guy.
Stand-up guy. Stand-up guy.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, shoot.
I think that's what we have for listener mail, but I did get a couple more of those offers to buy my home.
Perfect.
I got 2 more of them.
Nice.
So I can read those if you don't mind.
While you're looking that up, I need car insurance, and so I filled out this thing online, and apparently I wasn't paying attention, and I filled out something that I think gave my information to a bunch of car insurance people. In 5 minutes, I got like 10 calls while I was working. So
nice.
And some of them were just the repeat calls too.
Yeah.
So I'm stupid.
So this first one, I was responding to this while I was listening to our episode from last week, and they actually use word for word the one that you read last week.
Oh,
word
really?
for word, I got the same one you did, except for the guy's name.
Right.
Last week it was Joe. This guy was Mike. So it says, "Hello, this is Mike. Do you own a home that you'd like to sell but need some work first? I buy homes quick and as is, any condition. Would you like a proposal?" Ooh. And I said, "Oh, sure. I've got several available properties. Which one are you interested in? My Malibu beach house with a panoramic view of the Pacific? My 58th floor Manhattan penthouse in the heart of Times Square? My 14th century Victorian castle in the English countryside? Or the dilapidated rat-infested meth house hidden deep in the Louisiana bayou?" I said, "They all have their unique charms," with a smiley face. Mike did not respond back.
Oh, come on, Mike.
Right? And here's another one I got today.
I'd have taken you up on the meth house, by the way.
It's free.
Of the 4 properties, that was the best one I named.
Yeah.
And this is another one about that house I sold in 2020. Hi, Daniel D. I assume that's who bought my house. Are you in the market to sell this address? I could be the perfect one to buy from you if you're trying to find a hassle-free way to sell. No repairs. Can we set up a call? And I said, "Wow, you still want to buy it even after we dug up all those radioactive barrels of glowing green ooze that were buried in the backyard?" I said, "Now, I admit the tentacled trees and 3-headed squirrels in my yard are kind of cool, but I really could have done without all the hair, teeth, and fingernails I've lost since I moved in. And is translucent skin normal once you hit middle-aged? I figured it was just because I'm in my 40s, but now I'm not so sure." He has not responded back.
These people suck.
Right. I mean,
if they're going to waste our time, the least they can do is
play along for a couple rounds. Come on, guys.
At least laugh at it. Something.
Something.
Oh, man.
Well, good job giving him what for.
What for?
So I was supposed to bring our sponsor for the week, right? Product. Okay.
Remember, the idea behind this is if we keep advertising products pro bono, eventually they're going to we want to pay these guys. So.
Yeah.
I see this happening.
So today's episode is brought to us by Archie McPhee's Instant Underpants. They come in folded up in like a little round can that looks like a tobacco can or chewing gum can or something. So if you ever have an emergency, just add water.
What, really?
Yes, this is an honest to goodness product selling on Amazon for $4.90.
Might have to buy this.
And try them. Yep.
Just add water and you too can experience the comfort of some soggy, oversized granny panties. It is mostly a gag gift, but you got 4.4 out of 5 reviews from 1,950 total ratings. I'll read a couple of the reviews. This one, Michael C. gave it 3 stars and says, "Not as sexy as I had imagined." He says, "I bought these hoping to have something sexy to put on in a hurry if that special moment arose. As I usually go commando, I thought this would help spice up the night in the right situation. I was terribly wrong. I hurried into the bathroom when the moment arose and added water as instructed. By the time the underwear rehydrated, I was already starting to soften up. Finally, they were ready. I put them on and was immediately discouraged to see that these were not the thong version that I had thought I had ordered. My bad on that, probably. When I emerged from the bathroom in the soggy panties and with limber timber, my date began laughing hysterically, started choking, and vomited on the bed. I cried for a moment, but luckily the instant underwear helped with the cleanup and didn't ruin my Scooby-Doo comforter.
That's disgusting.
I would probably buy these again just in case the moment arose once more. No annoying string in the back to itch the crack. yeah, goodbye for the money, I guess. Nice. Yeah. Here's one more quick one. This one gave him 5 stars. It says packaging brings new meaning to tidy whities. The most cottony mint patty ever. Ooh. They're rehydrated with water, so you can have a clean pair of underwear, all while still feeling the shame of wetting yourself in the first place. So, yeah, that is our sponsor for the week, Archie McPhee Instant Underpants. Just add water.
Just add water.
It comes in a can.
So are you going to order them and do a personal product review?
The biggest complaints I see is that it says it rehydrates within minutes, but several people are saying it takes 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And when you need underwear, you need it now.
Right. Yeah, I've never thought in my life that there would be a time that if I needed underwear that I'd be like, I can do with it in an hour or so. You need it immediately.
When you know, you know.
Yeah, it's a little white disc in a metal can.
It's a nice idea. Well, no, it's not. But anyway,
I think it is mostly a gag gift.
Yeah.
But anyway,
why isn't it plastic? Like, I mean, never mind.
I don't know.
We should invent this product for real and go into business.
This is a real product.
No, I mean like not as a gag gift.
$4.90 on Amazon, people.
Like emergency underwear.
Well, now you're going against what we're trying to do. We're trying to get them to sponsor us, and you're sitting here talking about.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't talk bad about this product.
Buy that one. Don't. Yeah. Don't. Nobody challenge that product.
Yeah.
Episode 15, Going Commando. I had a story about being commando at work.
And if you would have had those,
if I would have had these,
wet granny panties.
Could have been wearing wet granny panties while playing basketball.
Yeah, if you wouldn't have shit your pants at work.
Commando.
Man.
That's not how the story went.
Doesn't matter because now people think that.
Listen to episode 15, people.
He was just trying to prompt you into that, I think. All right.
And now it's time for Show and Tell.
All right. Show and Tell.
Yep.
Who wants to go first? Should we play rock, paper, scissors?
Ooh.
See who goes first.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Ready?
All three of us?
Yeah. Not sure how this is going to work, but 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we each beat one other person.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That was stupid.
We all won and lost.
I got scissors. John got rock. Zach got paper. So
all right,
I'll go first.
Failure. So we'll just say, Zach, you go first.
All right. So I have here theodysseyonline.com. This is under politics and activism, which is interesting because of the title. 12 of the funniest crimes that, believe it or not, were actually committed. 16th of July, 2020. Elisa Unique is who wrote it.
That's a unique name.
It's like a stripper name.
Jeez.
Dad joke.
Isn't that like a dancer at Southern Exposure or something? Sounds like it would be.
Yeah, I haven't been there for a while. Or really ever.
All right.
Couldn't find parking.
Yeah.
Number 1. A couple discovered a burglar in their house after the burglar laughed at the husband's joke.
I was literally going to say that one next week. That was part of my...
Oh, were you?
Yeah, read it, though. It's
You
funny.
prepared that far ahead? Wow.
Yeah.
You're good at this.
It's because he hates his job.
No, I don't look them up at work.
Yeah.
In case they're listening. But no, I usually get stuff in the stories in the queue. I'll do 3 or 4 weeks ahead, and then when I get down to the last one, I'll look up more and get 3 or 4.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I'm scrambling at the last minute to find something.
I found mine just before Zach got here.
But anyway, yeah, go ahead. It's funny.
So, an Oak Hill community couple discovered a thief in their home Saturday after a man told a joke and heard a laugh upstairs. And that's as long as this one is. So
yeah,
I don't know why I thought of you when I read that one when I first found this, but I just imagined that would happen to you. You would tell a joke.
I'd be the burglar upstairs, or
you'd be the burglar upstairs. Either way.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How bad can he be if he thinks my jokes are funny?
It kind of reminds me of that TikTok trend where they sing the song from Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like, hey, hey, and then somebody else is like, hey.
Yeah.
Like,
what? Yep. All right. Number 2, a man high on bath salts breaks into a house and puts up Christmas decorations.
That'll teach him. They're like Jewish or something, so he thinks he's like sticking it to
It's
him.
like anti-Semitism.
Let's see here. Terry Trent, 44, has been charged with burglary after breaking into a family's home and putting up Christmas decorations. Cops suspect he was high on bath salts.
Guess it could be worse. He could have like eaten their faces or something.
Which has actually happened with somebody on bath salts.
Yes, it has.
Cops in Vandalia, north of Dayton, say Terry Trent, 44, was high on the designer drug when he broke into the family's home, put up some Christmas decorations, and then plopped down on a couch to watch television. Just needed to get that last part in there.
Sounds like a Florida man story.
Yeah,
Right?
when you burglarize a house, you look around, it's like, man, this place is not nearly festive enough. Well, it doesn't say it was just probably the middle of July or something.
The burglar with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
Where's all the Christmas lights? I don't care if it's the 4th of July.
All right. Let's see. Man jailed after reporting theft of own cannabis plants. David Williamson called police when armed men broke into his home and stole 2 cannabis plants from him. Yep. He was sentenced to 10 months in prison.
Nice.
That's still illegal, or is this from years back?
It must be it must be from somewhere. Let's see.
You can grow your own.
It doesn't say where it
grow
is.
your own now, can't you?
It depends on the state.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, excuse me. I have to go to my greenhouse. I will be back.
Yeah. All right. West Virginia man, which is probably the little brother to Florida man.
It's only a couple states off, right?
Yeah. Charged with battery for farting on a cop. As if getting a DUI wasn't enough, a man arrested for driving under the influence got a lot more trouble at the police station. Police stopped Jose Cruz on Route 60 in South Charleston Monday night for driving with his headlights off. Then he failed sobriety tests and was arrested. When police were trying to get fingerprints, police say Cruz moved closer to the officer and passed gas on him. The investigating officer remarked in the criminal complaint that the odor was very strong.
Oh. Does that like justify lethal force?
So he pulled out his service revolver and shot him like 16 times after that.
Ooh, that's pretty funny. For him to acknowledge how bad the smell was. That's
Well, I love how that's documented in the criminal complaint.
Yep.
It was rank, and I quote.
Oh, man. Police are investigating a serial pizza stalker in Dortmund, Germany. A lawyer gets pizzas and other fast food items delivered to his office after a stranger places the orders.
I just shrug and eat it.
Yeah, for real. Like, what's the problem here?
All right, thanks, man.
All right. Raquel Gonzalez allegedly assaults boyfriend, Ezric Davis, for orgasming too quickly.
Oh, my gosh.
The cops came not a moment too soon. Raquel Gonzalez, 24, has been arrested for allegedly assaulting her boyfriend, 30-year-old Ezric Davis, when he had an orgasm and she did not, according to a police report obtained by the smoking gun.
Yikes.
All right. St. Cloud police say an intoxicated man broke into a Pizza Hut, attempted to fry up some boneless chicken wings, and threw marinara sauce on the wall. Corey Michael Mogan, 21, of St. Cloud, was transported to the Stearns County Jail after police found him inside the Pizza Hut on the 100 block of 7th Avenue South. He's being held on a possible third-degree burglary charge. He was probably stoned and just hungry.
Yep. Gotta get something to eat.
Burglar. I thought you could only be arrested for burglary at night. A Willoughby man who believed he could only be charged with burglary if he committed the crime at night has pleaded guilty. On June 26th, James Blankenship, 22, pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of breaking and entering into his mother's home against her will. According to police, Blankenship's mother found her son attempting to break into her home through a first-floor window earlier this month. The young man had not been welcome in his mother's home for approximately 3 months, nor did he have any possessions on the premises, said police.
Well, that's just sad
that he's so dumb.
He got kicked out. His mom doesn't even want him.
Oh, I feel like we've had this one, but
I did do that one. Yes.
Oh, did you?
Hey, let's revisit it.
Man eats underwear to breathe or to beat breathalyzer. I'm not even going to read the whole thing just because it's just we've already done
it's a recap.
Recap. Yep.
Because it was something like he thought the fabric would absorb the alcohol.
So
right.
Why he couldn't have ripped off the sleeve of his shirt or something else.
Because then the police would have known he ate that.
Gross.
He's the one who probably has these cans of instant underwear in his pocket.
Yeah. Now.
Pulls them out.
Because he learned a lesson. A woman tries to trade an Olive Garden salad for drugs. She went up to an undercover cop and offered to give him an Olive Garden salad in exchange for some drugs. Olive Garden salads are pretty delicious.
They are good.
They are pretty good. You know, by salad standards.
Yeah,
right.
Salad, it's not really a food. It's more of a...
Not for people. It's for rabbits. But
yeah, exactly.
if you're going to eat rabbit food, you could do a lot worse than Olive Garden salads.
You know, when I go to a buffet, I'll get salad, but basically it's just a bed of lettuce piled on with meat and cheese and dressing and crackers.
So a Cobb salad.
Basically.
Yeah.
It's basically a sandwich in a bowl, yeah. I'm the same way.
Yeah, it sounds really good right now.
I know,
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Romanian MP jailed for bribing voters with 60 tons of fried chicken. Florin Popescu handed out the vast amount of chicken to voters in an attempt to win another term as council leader in 2012, court hears.
Did it work?
Illegal, apparently.
I guess so.
Bribery's bribery, even when it's fried chicken.
In Romania. All right, last one. Florida man.
Yay!
Tries to pawn. I love that we do that just about every time. Every time we say Florida man, it's like our.
You know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's like our word of the day. But Florida man tries to pawn stolen jewelry at store managed by woman whose home he just robbed.
Hey, I recognize that necklace.
Some criminals are just dumb. Others have incredibly bad luck. 33-year-old Nathaniel Coleman of Immokalee, Florida, is the latter. Or is the later, as this person wrote it. He pulled off what seemed to be like a successful home robbery and made off with thousands of dollars worth of jewelry, but then he made the cosmically doomed accident of trying to pawn off the stolen goods at a store managed by the woman who owned the home he had just robbed. Coleman walked into Marilyn's boutique on the 200 block of West Main Street in Immokalee on Monday, according to the Naples Daily News. He started showing the store manager the goods he was looking to sell, but then the woman realized that they were suspiciously identical to items from her own jewelry collection. So, yeah, that's what I have.
Nice.
Awesome. I would just like to show you something my wife bought me. See that little Grogu over there?
Yeah.
Those are my AirPods. If you open this head.
Hey, awesome.
Yeah. So she bought me a cover for my AirPods. But it's Grogu, also known as Baby Yoda.
Aw, adorable.
It is adorable.
You want me to go next?
We can. Hey, while we're on the Valentine's Day theme, I really enjoyed that Valentine's you sent me. I did end up sending that to my wife. So I'm going to describe that real quick.
Oh.
Jason sent this Valentine's. It shows a really angry, large bear with chainsaws for arms, and there's blood around the bear's mouth and all over the chainsaws. And it says, if you ever get mauled by a bear with chainsaw hands, I hope he stays away from your face, because I think you're cute. And because I am a bit of a romantic, I sent that to my wife. And I mean every bit of this, honey.
That's adorable.
She thought it was cute.
Well, what's funny is I actually originally sent it to my daughter, Rebecca, who has the same dark sense of humor that I do.
Yeah.
She thought it was really funny, but then my wife's family, Megan's family, started doing a group text about Happy Valentine's Day. So I dropped it in there too, and nobody said anything. So yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't get hit with a whoa, careful there. Somebody could be triggered by that.
That would be a work. Yeah,
I'm just teasing you.
I know, right?
See, I can be a bit mushy and romantic when I need to be.
The bear with
chainsaw arms doesn't get much more romantic than that.
That's
really
pretty awesome. So
yeah.
I wish I drew it, but you're welcome. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, I'm going to go, and what I've got for show and tell is from Board Panda, which is one of my go-tos. It's an article by Robert Liskus and Monica Pasoconi. I don't know how to say the last name. I'm sorry, Monica. But ironically, it's 50 times people didn't realize they were being racist, as shared by folks online.
This can go one of two ways. Make sure it goes one of the ways.
It's on Board Panda, okay? So that's kind of that means it's okay, right?
Oh, I guess. I don't know. That's your go-to.
So
we'll decide that after the fact.
This lady says, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. So today I was rocking a new phone case at work, the kind with sparkles raining down when you rotate it and whatnot. When my black coworker commented, "You picked the wrong color," and off childish habit, I replied, "You're the wrong color." She says, "I've never apologized so fast in my short little white life."
Yep.
Here's some advice that was posted. It says, "If it's black, attack. If it's brown, get down. If it's white, good night." It says, "Warning, this only applies to bears, not humans."
Oh, okay.
Probably should have been phrased differently.
Yeah.
Anyway, and if you want to understand the logic behind that, basically, if it's a black bear, you make noise. Try to make yourself bigger. If it's a brown bear, you lay down and play dead. If it may inevitably, but will probably lose interest. If it's a polar bear, you're going to die.
Yeah.
That's why it says good night.
What if it's a panda bear?
I don't know. They're kind of dumb.
They just eat bamboo. They'll probably leave you alone.
Yeah. I mean, they don't even like to have sex, so they're not interested in really anything.
So let's see. This
Are you starting to filter them?
a little bit. This woman says, blind woman told to get off bus because guide dogs can't be black, and it's called Rosa Barks. Anyway, it doesn't have any explanation.
I have so many questions right now. You're just gonna leave me hanging.
I'm left hanging. So
Gross.
yeah, I know. This one's says he learned a language, but alas, the wrong one. Laughing my ass off. Did I tell you all about the white dude at my school who apparently learned Japanese for the girl he liked, but the girl he liked was Chinese?
Oh, no.
To learn a whole language.
That dude was wearing a fedora, too. I just know it.
Absolutely. The site as you enter my local grocery store, and I will let you guys describe it.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
It's a cereal display
of Kellogg's with the K.
but there's 3 of them.
3 of them in a row.
Yep.
And they're large. They're
There
not
are
small. And
3 large Ks right there.
KKK. Special K.
Okay, real quick. I can think of one similar story that would fit in with this that luckily does not involve me, but it's a guy at my work I remember. He had got back from his mission, and I think it was Peru, and he wanted to keep his Spanish fluent, so every Hispanic employee he saw, he'd talk to them in Spanish to try and keep it going. Well, he came up to this one guy, and he's, like, habla español, and the guy just looks at him and goes, "Dude, I'm Samoan. Why would you think I would speak Spanish?" And he had this, like, dumbfounded look on his face. Anyway, it was funny.
That's
So don't
awesome.
make assumptions about people's heritage.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like the same line as don't assume when somebody's pregnant. It's the same.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Just because they're brown doesn't mean they're Mexican.
I've tried every language on you. I can't figure it out.
I know, I can't either.
You don't understand any of them. Not even English.
I'm an alien. So this is poking fun at the 1990s kids show, The Power Rangers. The Black Ranger was played by a black man.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Trini, the Yellow Ranger, was
Asian.
The
White Ranger was white also. They racially color-coded them.
Yeah.
I do remember us making fun of that back in the 90s.
So
That seemed like a bad idea even back then.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, if you've noticed, every previous version of Power Rangers has corrected that.
Yeah.
They've never had the Black Ranger be black again. They've never had the Asian one be yellow again.
It wasn't racist. It was just like color matching.
They deliberately switched it so they always have a Black Ranger and they always have an Asian one, but they've never matched them with those colors again.
So this is a picture of two pencil sharpeners at school. They have someone labeled them. One says colored pencils only, and the other says regular pencil only, no colored pencils. And the caption is Martin Luther King didn't die for this.
Ooh, damn.
Let's see. This is I don't know how to describe this. This is a pricing label for shoes. And the description is in 3 parts. It's FUC/WHT/PPL.
Oh, that's awesome.
So apparently someone was inadvertently making a statement how they feel about white people. This is awful. It's a picture of a family dressed as Disney's Aladdin. The mom is Jasmine. She looks to be Mexican. The dad is Aladdin. He also looks to be Hispanic or Mexican. Their child is black, and they have him dressed as Abu the monkey.
No. Think these things through, people.
I don't know if it's their child or they kidnapped the kid or what, but I don't know.
Man.
There's a picture here of a little gnome salt shaker. This is moving on. And it says suspicious salt shaker because if you turn it around...
Oh, wow.
It's all white. It's got a pointy hat, but if you turn it around, it looks like a clan member because there's 2 holes in the back of his head. Yeah. This gnome's going around burning crosses.
Oh, man.
I'm going to get this canceled. That's my goal. Let's see.
You're allowed to be racist.
Well, I'm quoting, so right?
I'm just teasing you, yeah.
So here's one more. It's a picture probably at a workplace showing people that they need to wash their hands. There's 2 panels of this little comic book instruction. It has a brown person's hands getting soap, and then after they're washed, the hands are now white.
Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
So awful.
Just scrolling through here, see what we can look at without just real quick. You guys see they rebooted The Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah, but it doesn't look like a comedy.
It's not
this
a
time.
comedy.
It looks completely serious.
Yeah, it's
you can't have that show without Will Smith.
well, he's an executive producer, so I don't know.
Still, it's that show was a comedy. They had some serious subjects sometimes, but it was still Will Smith being goofy and
So it's considered a reboot?
Carlton being a dumbass.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, it's like a drama version of it.
It's weird. So, well, one of us will have to watch it.
Zach?
Why are you looking at me?
Because I don't want to.
All right, here's a little necklace somebody bought that says hope on it, but the script, the font is such that if you turn it upside down, it says Adolf.
Wow. Whoops.
Let's see. Let's find one more and then we'll be done. Let's see.
Do you want me to sing to you
Yeah,
while you look?
Let's. Why don't you narrate me while I'm trying to do this? So
You're not doing anything spectacular. So what am I going to narrate?
All right, I think
you found it.
I don't know what this is from, but it's a picture of Oscar the Grouch. It looks like it's an alphabet book. And Oscar has the letter N, and it says Oscar's favorite N word. It's got Oscar the Grouch peeking out at the bottom of the page. It says, I'm Oscar the Grouch, and I'm going to show you something that starts with the letter N. Then it says, just turn the page. Anyway.
The other page isn't on there, though.
It's not on there.
his favorite N-word.
Oh, Oscar.
So you can find
We've talked about
racism
this.
in everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's like joy, finding joy. You just got to look at everything, you know?
I think those are two different things.
I'm not advocating racism.
I hope those are two very different things. If one brings you joy, you've got some problems.
It doesn't bring me joy. I mean, I applied to join the Klan, but apparently they have some prerequisites.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
know.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, your melanin can't be the level that it is on me.
Yeah.
So.
There's like a chart. They're holding your arm up to like a color chart or something.
They're like, no. Like, I want to join the Ghost Patrol. Zach's laughing nervously. It's like, you guys, my name is on this podcast.
If you want to get yourself canceled, that's up to you. Don't bring us down with it.
No, I deplore racism. I was talking to Megan because, racism has been a topic in politics lately a lot. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
We were talking about it because Megan's from American Fork, Utah County. She's white, and I am half Mexican. I'm lightly brown, I guess. I don't know. What would you guys describe?
I'd call you toasted sesame.
Toasted sesame. I like that. And I was telling you, I've actually had some incidents of racism. I remember once being followed around the mall by a cop. I was by myself, and I think I was when I was slicking back my hair, And I remember that. I remember one time this cop was slowly driving behind me while I was walking home. Again, I had a flannel coat and slick black hair, so I kind of fit a certain profile, even though I never was in a gang or anything. And it's been a couple times. So
You're such a hoodlum.
I know, right? But it doesn't bother me.
Out there a whooping and a snorting.
I guess.
Hooping and hollering.
Yep.
Let me tell you about Jason. If you know what that is, if you know, you know.
You know, you know.
I've seen the TikTok videos.
Anyway.
My Mexican
All right, John, what you got for us? I bet you can't top that.
Probably not, no, but history lessons are always fun, so...
We love history.
This is from BuzzFeed. It's called 15 Historical Facts That Are the Funniest Things I've Ever Heard by Andy Golder, February 6th, 2022. I'm not going to read them all. Several of these we've actually done on previous history episodes, but the ones we haven't done, I'll do.
Okay. I remember those boats you told us about that had me crying. I was laughing so hard.
Oh, the British K-boats from World War I? Yeah. That was a good one. John Joseph Merlin, the inventor of roller skates, didn't practice stopping before debuting his invention. He ended up smashing into a huge mirror when he debuted them.
Oh.
Just picture this. It's the 1760s, and Merlin is going to debut his fancy roller skate invention at a fancy masquerade party. As his costume, he donned his roller skates and a violin and began to skate around the party playing the instrument. Although well known as an inventor and musician, Merlin was actually not a good skater, even though he invented them. He couldn't control his speed or command his skates to go in the desired direction, and wildly crashed into a huge and expensive mirror, smashing it to bits, severely wounding himself, breaking his violin, and sending roller skating technique back to the drawing board.
Aww.
He says, so this guy was like, can't wait to show everyone my sick-ass skates. Oh, wait, you know what? I should play the violin, too. I just bet he talked like that in 1762.
I'm sure, yeah.
And he proceeds to skate around with the violin, smash into a mirror that was worth the equivalent of $100,000 in today's money, lie there on the floor bleeding with his violin in pieces.
A hell of a way to go if you die.
Poor Merlin.
Yeah. In 2017, a group of undercover cops in Detroit posing as drug dealers accidentally met up with another group of undercover cops posing as drug buyers.
Whoops.
A couple of police officers from Detroit's 12th precinct were undercover posing as drug dealers and went to a drug house to try to operate a sting. There, they met two buyers who happened to be undercover officers from the 11th precinct. From there, more officers showed up with a search warrant, and things escalated to the point where both groups of cops were shoving each other around and throwing punches.
This is is like Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something. Yeah.
After the incident, Detroit Chief of Police James Craig said it was probably one of the most embarrassing things I've seen in this department. During the Cold War, FBI agent Robert Hansen was tasked with finding a mole in the FBI who was working with the KGB. Only problem was, Hansen was the mole.
Oh, no.
So Robert Hansen became an FBI agent in 1976 and spent a few years chilling and gathering counterintelligence on the Soviets for the FBI. Then in 1979, most likely for financial reasons, he decided to start selling information to the Soviets. This continued on and off for a while, and then in 1987, Hansen was tasked with looking into all possible security and intelligence breaches within the FBI related to the KGB. So basically, Hansen was in charge of looking for himself. Nice.
It's like, if I catch him, does that come with a promotion?
Right.
One of the popes tried to ban sneezing.
What?
Pope Urban VIII tried to ban sneezing in the 17th century because he considered it too close to sexual ecstasy.
Wow.
He says Pope Urban VIII thought sneezing was too similar to orgasms, so he banned the sale of tobacco, which was thought to induce sneezing.
What the hell's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
What's wrong with, the O-face?
I'm just wondering, what kind of sneezes was this guy having?
Right.
I mean, when you have to sneeze, sometimes, it feels good to finally let it out, but...
Not that good.
No, not that good. No.
Wow.
I'm just thinking about your O-face. I can't quit thinking about
I usually just cry.
it. Aww. That makes it that much better.
Yeah. No.
See, Japan and Montenegro were technically at war for 101 years. The war officially ended in 2006. It says, yep, you read that right. In the Russia-Japan War of 1904 to 1905 between Japan and Russia, Montenegro decided to side with Russia. The conflict ended after about a year, but Montenegro did not participate in the peace talks conducted by U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt. So technically, while Japan, Russia, and all the other involved countries signed the peace treaty, Montenegro technically remained at war with Japan, at least on paper. Later in 1919, Montenegro became part of Yugoslavia and didn't become an officially recognized sovereign nation of its own until 2006. Since the country never technically declared peace, one of its first acts as a newly independent nation was to sign a peace treaty with Japan 101 years after the war started.
I have been waiting for that. I have been waiting for that moment for years. For years.
Yeah.
It's like an overdue apology. Like, hey, do you remember 10 years ago when I slapped you? Talking to my brother or something. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, what are you talking?
They don't even remember
that.
it.
Yeah.
The first recorded human flight in the UK was that of an English monk who made himself wings, jumped off a tower, glided for a bit, and promptly crashed and broke both his legs.
Oh.
As the story goes, Eilmer of Malmesbury built himself a pair of wings around the year 1005. He climbed up onto a tower and jumped off, managing to glide into a headwind for about 200 meters. But the headwind was strong and he panicked, so he ended up veering off the side and crashing. According to writings about the event, he survived the crash but broke both legs and had a limp for the rest of his life. He figured he would have been more successful if he had also made himself a tail. Alrighty.
That's impressive, though, for 1005.
It really is. Take that, Da Vinci.
In World War I, the Germans disguised a cruise ship as a British warship in order to execute surprise attacks on the British Royal Navy.
Huh.
It worked until the ship accidentally came across the real ship it was disguised as.
Awkward.
Basically, the Germans were like, hey, you know what would be a good idea? Let's take one of our old passenger liners, slap some guns on it, and dress it up like a British Navy ship. And it worked surprisingly well. The only problem is they disguised it as an actual British Navy ship, specifically the RMS Carmania. And by sheer happenstance, the two ships happened to meet at sea. the crew of the real RMS Carmania were probably 99.9% sure they weren't looking at a giant mirror, so they opened fire on the German imposter and eventually sunk it. The best part is, it's reported that another German ship was actually nearby and got the imposter's distress call. But when they showed up, they weren't able to determine which ship is which, so they just turned around and left.
You guys figure it out.
Don't shoot me, shoot him. He's the imposter.
Yeah. After sacking the city of Antioch in 540 CE, whenever that is, Sasanian Emperor Khosrow I built a new city that looked almost exactly the same and called it Way Antioch Khusrau, which translates roughly to Khosrow made this city better than Antioch. So basically, it says, imagine if Vladimir Putin invaded Boston, burned it to the ground, and built a brand new city that looked exactly like Boston, and then he called it Putin's brand new better than Boston. And then he made all the survivors from Boston live in the new Boston, which Khusrow reportedly did with the Antioch survivors.
Wow.
See,
that's weird, right?
Common era, by the way.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
There you go. Learn something new.
It's equivalent to like AD.
Oh. All right. I was just expecting them to use AD or...
And BCE is now the new BC. So before common era is what it means.
Oh.
Yep. You heard it first here, folks. Well, probably not.
We're educational.
Yes, we are.
We want to teach people things.
Last one. A French farmer tried to sue some rats, like actual rats, for eating his barley. But the rats won the case and were acquitted. Apparently, animal trials were something of a fad in the Middle Ages.
Oh my gosh.
Often the animal would be put on trial, immediately found guilty, and then sentenced to either death or excommunication for their crimes.
Excommunication.
What? You are no longer a Christian rat.
In episode 17, Death Boner, I did talk about the trial of a pig in France.
I remember
Just
that,
remember
actually.
that
Yeah.
It says maybe it was to reinforce the authority of the church and the law to locals. Maybe it was just for entertainment. Or maybe they really wanted to impart justice on animals.
Oh my gosh.
The story went like this. Rats were eating a farmer's barley, so they decided to sue the rats in one of these animal courts. The rats were assigned a lawyer, and the trial began. Of course, the rats didn't show up for their court date because they were rats and probably did not understand time or calendars or the legal system. So the lawyer for the rats argued that they all live in different places, so their summons might not have reached them. The judge agreed, and the trial was rescheduled. Of course, naturally, the rats failed to show up for their second court date as well because, they're rats. The lawyer then argued, well, it was daytime and cats are out and about, and the rats would be unable to move about freely while their mortal enemy was prowling around for them.
Good call.
The law at the time excused defendants from appearing in court if their life was in danger, so the rats were acquitted.
We need to bring that back. That needs to be a thing.
It probably
system.
will soon.
Yeah, if we can't have Roman Colosseums, if we can't have like blood sports, then I want to at least have these animal trials.
Animal trials need to come back, man.
Wow.
Very good.
We deserve to be destroyed. I just want you guys to
Like
know,
us on the podcast.
well, the
Humanity in general.
Speaking of which, I was listening for just kicks. One of the free Audible books that you get with a subscription, and it was Alien Abductions, which I find entertaining, but I don't really believe in them. I found what I was always talking about. The farmer gets abducted. I think I've talked about this before on the podcast, but there is an actual story where the farmer gets abducted and he's forced to have sex with an alien hybrid.
Forced or gets to?
He described it as he was very enjoyable for him. And that was the story. And the FBI actually investigated it.
All right, thumbs up for Cletus.
Yeah, I wasted my time listening to that book, but it was funny. Anyway, next week we will have Holly Anderson, author Holly Anderson, on the podcast. She will be scolding us for our dirty jokes and talking about her new book. So make sure you guys tune in next week. Do you guys have any last words before we close tonight?
She's the reason we don't say penis nearly as much as we used to.
That is actually true. So,
or have we matured?
Nope.
No.
Episode 19, now with 27% less penis.
I don't know how you do that.
So that's it for us tonight. Talk to you soon.
Good night.
Good night.
I am really impressed, John.